Alright, here we are just a little ways down the Pine Mountain Trail. That's where I started. That's trailhead right there. So if we turn around here, you see this here is where you come out after you've made the first loop. And the elevation here is 914 feet. And this is the trail we're going down now. Pine Mountain Trail. Here we have a tent of mountain laurel and a mosquito buzzing my ear. This is where I've come from. You see the blaze? This is a yellow blaze. So the trail is very well maintained, and this is where we are here. The trail is very well maintained, and the blazes are very prominent. The yellow blaze on this end of it is very prominent, and there's posts and signs around trees to mark various tree varieties, and I would imagine it's an Eagle Scout project. As you can see here, the trail has been coming down alongside a creek, which in late August is pretty well dry at this point. Not much in there. There's little pools of water here and there. But this feeds into another creek down here, and it's running a little bit. So somebody built some nice little bridges here to get across this, so I'm guessing that it's much higher than this in the springtime. It's a nice little bridge, but look at this. Listen to the sound of this. There's not much water there. Not much water flowing right there. I don't know if the camera will adjust to the light or not. But there's a little bit. There's enough to make some good noise. And I love that sound. But we don't see much on up above that, so it may be spring fed. This may be spring fed right here. I hope it adjusts, because I don't see much else above that, although there is a little up there. You got two trails here. That's where I came from. That's where it smelled like I smelled gasoline. That's where I came from. This is where I'm going, up here. Gonna make a loop right there and head back to the left. Here's another little creek here. Same creek. I was wrong about the other being spring fed. It's still pretty dry. Late August. The gnats and flying creatures seem to be worse here now than they had been. This trail is pretty evenly divided. They're two 2-mile trails. This first trail, it goes up for a mile, and then down for a mile back to the car. Or you can cut off there. See, we're going way up there. Or you can cut off from there and you go up to Archer Summit and then take the other loop, which is another 2-mile trail, which is pretty well half up and half down. Not a bad day. Alright, still going up here. Okay, this is looking behind me here. You can see the trail there, and down there is the trail I came across on. So we're going up, not far from the peak. It's been at this point, and I've been stopping along the way to video. It's been 30 minutes so far. So I'm not, up there's where we're going. I'm not far from the top. All right, here we are. Here's where the trail splits. If you go to your left, you go pretty well mostly all downhill, back down in there, and back to the car. Oops, try that. Back down in there and back to the car. Go this way, go just a little ways up here, and you'll be right at the top. You can go up to Archer Summit, and then to the second part of the trail. Now, you see here, this is 1.5 miles in. (1,377 feet in elevation. We start about 940. So that's about 430 or 40 feet that we've gone up. So we see the east loop back down here down the trail to the car, Archer Overlook, Archer Summit, the west loop, and then no bikes are on west loop allowed. So we're going to go on up here. We can go up to Archer Summit, take a break, eat some trail mix, and then we're going to get started on the west loop. Alright, here's where the west trailhead splits. You see the sign here pointing back where I came from to the east loop, which is right up here. And then this is the west loop. So I'll go to my right, so I'll go counterclockwise. You see down the trail there. And then when I come back up, I'll come back up this way to go back to the house. So here we got a rocky patch to get down. Because right down there is where we're going. And we've got to get down there where that red shirt's moving. Now here's where we're going. We're going this way. I don't like having stuff in my hands like this, but still going down. Up there where I came from. We're still going down, down. So I gotta go down here, turn back to the right. Get that groaning out. Come on down here and come on back down there. So, alright, here's where the trail splits. If I go back to my right there, I'll go back down to the parking area on the west trailhead. Go back up this way. That's to go back up the loop to connect back up to Archer Summit. That's all uphill. So we see that we're 1.57 miles around this loop, not a little over halfway, and 948 feet. So we dropped from 1,500 feet back down to 948. That's where we came from there. So this is a red blaze. The other side was a blue blaze. And there's your parking lot down there somewhere. Never been there. So off we go. Okay, we're back up here at the trailhead. That's where I went. This is the divider between the one loop and one portion of the loop and the other on the west loop. Here's where I came up just now. That's where I went down. That's a leisurely going down, a little rocky. This is tough coming up. 974 feet at the bottom, about 1.57 miles or something like that. Now we're at 1419 elevation. So that's 550 feet. 450 feet. in 8/10 of a mile. Pretty good little slog there. I got to go on up here to Archer Summit, grab a bite to eat, and it's 10:38. I've been on the trail for 2 hours, including break time. So I'll go up here and grab a bite to eat, and probably head on back down to the truck and go to the house. So we're back up here on Archer Summit again. So now it's 11 o'clock. I just finished lunch. Sure was good. There's the lake down there. Trying to decide if I want to go around the east loop or not. Again, there's you Harley out there. Okay, this is the connector between the east and the west loop, and you come right down here and you connect onto the east loop. 0.84 miles. I think it would be 0.84 miles back to the trailhead where I came from. We're down to 1,377 feet in elevation. That's a mile and a half behind me. And it's I think 0.84 miles that way. Anyway, here's the trail. Going back to the car. All right. There's where I came from, up that trail. And there's where I started this morning 3 hours ago. 914 feet elevation. There's mile 0. And where I came out is 2.34 miles. And that was that's just the east loop. Both of them together are about 4 or 4.5, 5, something like that. So there you go. So this is the Cooper Furnace Pine Mountain connector this way, and Pine Mountain East Loop and Summit, Cooper's Furnace Trailhead and Nettowar River this way, and up here is where I just came from. That's where it is. Come up to sponsors this. And here's the parking lot right down here.